Hi, everyone. Welcome. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. My name is Lori, and I'm a life coach who is passionate about helping people move through the stories that are holding them back from stepping into their authentic self. And a question I get pretty often is, how do I start? How do I start? And I want to talk to you about that today, in addition to my biggest gift that you can give someone who is actually listening to your story. So welcome in. I thank you for being here. If you're new to me, please follow me and set the notifications wherever you're watching this video so you can be notified when I'm here, and you can benefit from the information that I am sharing. And if you are called, please join my Facebook group. It's called, hello Denise, welcome. It's called Life with Purpose. So I'd really love to see you over there. I have a beautiful group of people, and we do tiny challenges and share mindfulness, and I sprinkle in some woo-woo. I share some really nice and easy tools that you can implement into your day to just help you move through whatever story you're working with today. So, my tips for starting to write your story are very simple. The first one is to start. And that's probably the hardest step that you'll take when you are deciding whether you want to work on your story or not. And I guess it would be wise for me to define what story is. So let me do that for you first. Story to me are thoughts and stories that we hear ourselves telling ourselves. So you might, let's say you want to write a book and you're really excited to write a book. But then you hear this little voice inside you that starts saying, I don't think you're good enough to write a book. Remember when you were in high school and you didn't do very well in English class and you don't have very good grammar? These are my stories, by the way. But stories are these narratives that tend to come up that prevent you from doing something amazing. Do you have any of those? I do. I have them come up for me every day. And I've really learned different tools that I can put into place to kind of stop the story. In my Write and Release class, I talk about being on the roundabout. So for me, when I'm telling myself a story, I hear it, I have three choices. I can continue on the roundabout, going around and around, saying, remember in high school you weren't very good with grammar. Remember you're not a very good writer. So if that repeats and repeats, I call that staying on the roundabout. But we can make the choice to exit the roundabout. We can make the choice to start looking at that story and teasing it apart. And we can put some tools into place to and I call them speed bumps on the roundabout. We can put some tools into place to kind of help, kind of give us a cue or a jolt. You know, when you hit a speed bump too hard, it really wakes you up. I like to give my students tools that kind of, when they hit them, it really wakes them up and go, oh, wait a minute, I've been on this roundabout for a little while. What do I need? What can I do for myself? Do I need to write my story out? Do I need to talk to a friend? Do I need some self-care? And then, lo and behold, you see the exit, I'm taking it. So that's what I'm really trying to instill into my students when they're taking my class. So how do you start? Maybe you don't need a class. Maybe you don't need a coach. Maybe you just need somewhere to start. And then you can decide for yourself, maybe it's time to welcome in Kathleen. I didn't see you pop in. Maybe it's time for you to take that next step to get a coach. What do you do first? And I would like to offer you, just start writing. Grab a journal and just write. It doesn't need to be grammatically correct. It doesn't even need to be in pencil or pen. You could grab your kids' crayons and start coloring. In fact, that's number 2. If you're not comfortable with words, why don't you draw out what you're feeling? Draw a picture. Grab some paper. Maybe sit with your kids and color and see what you draw. Just draw what you're feeling. Sometimes I remember doing this with my kids because when they were tiny, they didn't really have words yet. And I would sit down and I would ask them, hey, let's draw how we're feeling. And I would see the pictures of what they would drew, and they would tell such a story. So if you're stuck and you're not really sure where to begin, and you don't feel like writing, which is number one, grab a journal and just open it and see what words come out. Maybe it's just a brain dump of your to-do list. And you're like, now, like you doing the act of just writing out all the things in your mind will help you find the exit to get off the roundabout, because you've just allowed it all to kind of flush out, if you will. And then number 2 is draw or create something, and just be mindful of how you're feeling and just let the color out on the paper and look at that and see, and just pause for a moment. And what story can you pull out from that just by looking at what you drew? So my tips are to start writing your story simply is just to start somewhere and see how that act of just getting things out of here and onto paper helps you shift through something. Because what you're doing here actually is allowing yourself to be heard. Whether somebody reads your story or looks at your picture or not, you are hearing yourself. And how good does it feel when somebody takes the time to listen to your story? How good does that feel? Just to be heard. So I'm encouraging you to just start small and listen to yourself. Hear yourself. Let yourself be heard. And just to wrap up today, I'd like to offer you, if you do have somebody that you can listen to, or that can listen to you rather, if you do have someone in your life that you talk to and share your story, my number one thing, my number one gift that you can give to someone who is listening to you is to be very clear with what you need. And I've said this many times, but it's key to sharing a story with another person and empowering them with the skill that you need right now. So if I'm sharing a story with a friend and I need someone to listen to me, I will say either up front or after I get everything out, I don't need anything right now. I really just needed to vent this out. Thank you for listening. That is all I needed, and you gave me a great gift just by holding the space and listening to me. And then you are empowering that person with the knowledge that, oh, I don't have to fix anything here. I love holding space for you. Thank you. Thank you. Or maybe you need some suggestions. So maybe you're struggling with something for your business and you're looking for some feedback. Be clear. Here's my story, blah, blah, blah. I'd really appreciate some feedback. What do you think? Be very clear with what you need from your listener. It really helps them. It helps them focus on you and how to help you the best way possible. And sometimes maybe you just need a hug. Or maybe you just need a pep talk, like some words of affirmation. Can even if you're specific and say, can you just tell me I'm doing a good job? I'm doing my best. I really need someone to tell me, Lori, you are doing a good job today. I could be that clear. That's all I need. I just need someone to say good job. So that is my lesson this week, everyone. Thank you for being patient. I wasn't here yesterday. I'm still not 100%, but I'm loving the way I look in the sunshine. Well, it's not really sun, but in the light of the window. Wow, look at how red I am. Denise, it must be my throat chakra lighting up. Look at that. Wow. We are in Throat Chakra Week with Jill Lemke's Ignite Your Light class. So when we are in that week, I'm making the same hand motion that Jill does in class. When we talk or when we light up certain chakras, you might see it actually light up, and that's what I'm witnessing here, and I love that. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Again, my name is Lori. My purpose drives me. I really want to help you shift through the stories that are holding you back. And if you're new to me, please follow me, share this out. I'd really appreciate that, because when you share it, more people get to hear it. And that means the world to me. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.